ghostwriter here. So I recently did a whole episode on how to make your money stretch when you're already out in a country and how you can do all touristy things and still save your pennies. But now I want to talk to you a bit about how to actually save the money in the first place. To be honest, it's fairly easy to make money nowadays, in varying amounts. But the really hard thing is actually saving it, putting it aside, having the discipline to say, I'm not going to spend that on ice cream and chocolate and video games. I'm going to save that for my fabulous holiday, which could be way off in the distance, so it is difficult. But I've come up with some ideas and some little inspirations to help you actually achieve it. I saved pennies, literally saved pennies. So I have lots of different penny jars and things, which is simply full of change. Your pockets will be absolutely full of loads of change, and I actually made a decision. So my 1p's, 2p's, 5p's, 10p's and 20p's would all go immediately after every day. I'd clear out my purse, all of those would go into a jar. And that would be my enjoyment money, I called it. I decided that wouldn't be the money that went to paying for the actual travel, it wouldn't be going on accommodation, it would simply be enjoyment money, so kind of pocket money really when I'm out there, so that I could afford to have a really nice meal, I could afford to do a bunch of tourist attractions that perhaps wouldn't have necessarily been covered in my other budget. It seems like such a small thing, but if you actually put all of the stuff in one place, because it's probably dotted all around your room, let's be honest, if you put it all in one place, then it really does add up quite a lot. And there's loads of banks that have the automated machines now, so you don't have to really annoy the cashier when you go in with the massive bags of 2p's. You can just feed it all in and it goes straight into your account. That's the second thing I'd recommend. Set up a separate account. If you've already got a savings account, then that would be fine. As long as you cut off the money that you want to save from the current money that you're dipping into to pay your bills and other things. Actually having them physically separate will help you evaluate, how much you need to be putting in there, how much you actually have. If you've constantly got money going in and out of it, it's really hard to keep track how much you're actually saving. Once you have your separate account, you need to commit to putting aside a certain amount of your paycheck into that account and then not touching it. Don't dip into it. If your iPhone breaks, don't dip into it. If your car explodes, don't dip into it. This is money that you have dedicated to travel, so stick to it. Okay, so that's what to do with the money when you have it. How about actually getting the money in the first place? I want to talk to you about cutting back. So there are loads of different ways that you can save money. Not just for travel, but in your life. If you take a really good hard look at your finances, right now you'll probably find that you're paying out about half of what you're paying out will be for stuff that you don't necessarily need or indeed use. Like gym memberships. Who on earth goes to the gym? There's a perfectly good outside. You can go and have a run, you can do sit-ups in your room. You don't need to go to a huge expensive gym. So there's one you can cut off right now, and I'm getting rid of that one first because that one's the least fun. How about packing a lunch instead of buying lunch out? If you work in a separate place and you need to go get lunch, why not just pack a little lunch? You can still make it interesting. Use Pinterest and the internet to come up with some really nice little ideas of packed lunches and things. So it doesn't just have to be like a boring old sandwich. You can do all kinds of crazy concoctions. And if you can go into a certain country, you can start making food that's from that country, and then it will inspire you even more to save more because you'll be getting a taste of the country already and want more. Coffee. Buying coffee out is a weird little pleasure that loads of people enjoy. They do way overcharge for coffee. Really think about it. Even if you're taking it away, the prices are astronomical. you will actually save so much more if you buy yourself a decent coffee maker and make your coffee at home. Get a fancy travel mug, you know, and then take it with you. If you're going on a train or anything, get a thermos and take the coffee with you. Don't buy out, because especially if you buy coffee every day, it's so expensive. It really does add up. You can reduce or indeed completely eliminate your TV bill. Who actually watches TV now? Doesn't everyone just use Netflix? I know I do. Netflix and YouTube. It's got everything you want. You don't need to be paying out a massive TV license unless you're glued to it. So really think about, how often do you actually watch the TV, and if you're paying for your TV license, can you get the same stuff that you're watching on the internet? Legally, please. I'm not advocating for piracy here, but just think about it, and then I think you'll find that a Netflix subscription or just watching YouTube or things like that, it's actually going to be way cheaper than a TV license. Another one that's completely unnecessary that I actually feel quite strongly about is smoking. Quit smoking. It is a massive budget sap. There's so much money that you waste on smoking, and so much of your health that you waste smoking. Surely everybody knows it's not cool anymore, because it'll kill you and it'll use up all your money that you could be using traveling or doing anything else, basically. Another one, I actually really enjoy alcohol. I'm not an alcoholic, just clearing that up. But I do like a drink, I like a party, I like going out, and I like enjoying myself. But that all costs a lot of money. Again, alcohol is massively overpriced if you're having it out and about. You can easily just have a really great night in drinking as well. With friends, I'm not suggesting you sad loner it by yourself. And if you buy, from a store like Lidl's or something, get alcohol, and non-brand alcohol as well. If you get the smaller brand, tastes the same, just so you know. It's the difference between £23 and £14, and all of that adds up. Okay, so we're getting on to the bigger cutbacks that you can make now. If you're really committed and you're going on a much longer travel, say to 6 months to a year, if you're going away, you need to be thinking about things like your car. Are you going to be keeping your car? Are you taking it with you? Because obviously you're going to need to pay for it then. But if you don't actually need your car to get from A to B to work, then think about maybe other forms of transport that could actually be cheaper. You can sell the car, which again will make you more money. You can lend it to a friend for a bit and they can pay for the tax and stuff for that period of time, and then when you come back they give it back to you. There's just all different things that you can think about, which, if you're going to be away for 6 months to a year, you're not going to be using your car, and you're not going to be using that car in the country. It's just going to be sat at home by itself, and that's a big piggy bank that you haven't tapped into. Another big one is where you're going to live. If you are renting an apartment, if you have your own house, or if you're living with your folks, there's all different things you need to think about that you can actually save money whilst you're living there. So if you are renting, possibly you could get a flatmate, you could get into a house share situation, so you share the bills. Depending on legal stuff, you could, whilst you're away, again, if you're away for a certain period of time that's a lot longer than the average holiday, you can look into subletting your flat, so another person will stay there temporarily and pay the bills while you're off and about. You need to look into the legal situations of that. It'll be down to your landlord's discretion and yours. But it's something else that if you have your own place, it's just going to be sat there doing absolutely nothing whilst you're off and about and still having to pay for that place. So think about ways you can actually generate money with your empty house while you're away. You can even list it on Airbnb, and that'll be a secondary income. When people are staying in your house, you'll be off staying in somebody else's house and you'll still be getting money for it. You can think about moving to a smaller place. Again, this is more for if you're going for a long time, because obviously you don't want to give up on your home if you're only gone for a couple of weeks or something. That would be a bit pointless. And the ultimate one is if you are in the position to be able to move back in with your folks, it's a massive save. They may still want you to, help out around the house. It can be quite difficult if you've got, butting personalities or something, and you may still need to support them with a bit of rent, which I think is perfectly fair. But it's going to be way cheaper than if you're living alone in your own place, or if you're spending out loads in bills and things. If you come back and live with your folks, again, if you can stand that, then it will be cheaper, and it will allow you to save up a lot quicker. Jobs. If you are under the insane illusion that you can travel the world without ever working a day in your life, you are probably delusional. You will need to get a job, if not 2 jobs. If you are absolutely set on travelling and travelling the world like I am, you will need to generate a decent amount of money. Yes, true, I'm trying to show you how to do it as cheaply as humanly possible, but you're still going to need some capital behind you to actually get out there. And one of the main ways you can do that is by having a job. But there are lots of different ways that you can make your work stretch further and the money that you get stretch further, so it'll help you out with the travel. You can always get a second job. If you've got a part-time job, get another part-time job. It doesn't have to be like a crazy 9 to 5, you hate it sort of thing. You can have one that's slightly more serious, and then one that's a bit of a goof-off job that you don't need to completely engage your brain. There's loads of stuff that's actually really good money, like stocking shelves late at night in supermarkets. You can make some really decent cash for that, and you don't need to bother about dealing with crazy customers or anything, because it'll be empty. You can just, turn off your brain and stack and make money whilst doing it. One of the amazing ways of making money is to get a job that has tips. So waitressing and waiting and other hospitality sort of jobs, often one of the main incentives is you get tips. In America and Canada, it's a lot more successful because services are tipped a lot better than in England. In England, we are sore tippers, unfortunately. It is very much an optional thing. You can also get a job with perks. Now, perks can be lots of different things. I'm talking here about discounts. So you can get a job in Mountain Warehouse or another sort of trekking shop like Millets or something, where you can actually get discounts on tents, on backpacks, on decent walking boots. All of this stuff, if you're thinking about travelling, this is sort of for a long period of time. This is the kind of thing that you are going to eventually need to buy. And what better place? If you're already working there, then you can get a great discount and save up the money. Before I went travelling to Ireland, I actually worked at Monsoon Accessorize, and they had a fantastic discount. I'm fully aware that neither of those things, clothes or jewellery, help me with travelling. But I like shiny things. And that's another one, travel agents. If you have the skill set to work in a travel agent, they too have really great discounts, and you can do packages and things like that. So they'll actually help you with the holiday if you work with one of them. And then you can have some great insider knowledge when you come back and people are coming to you saying, I'm going to be going to Italy. You can tell them all the great places that you've seen and done and give them like an insider knowledge. That's actually going to make you more hireable as well. And of course, you can always get a job that actually requires you to travel. These are a little bit harder to come by, and you will need a specific skill set. Mine, of course, is I can travel and write, and therefore it's a lot easier. I also own a very small company, which is a little bit difficult when I'm travelling, and I'm still trying to maintain that. But I've found that as long as you can daily get to a place with decent internet connection, which funnily enough isn't Ireland, I found. You can actually maintain a job if you have like a job that's work from home or something, or just based purely on the computer, like writing, or if you do online surveys or coding or website design, that sort of thing. You can easily do that anywhere in the world, again, as long as you have a decent internet connection. And that doesn't necessarily have to be where you're staying. You can find a coffee shop somewhere that has it, or anything. So it really does open you up. There are jobs which will require you, like certain sales jobs will require you to move from place to place. It's not guaranteed that you'll have a lot of time to do any touristy things, because of course you will be working, but it's another one that will allow you to get out the house, and if you get a certain amount of work done, perhaps you can stay for a couple more days if you work it out with your bosses pre-hand, and then you can have a little bit of a holiday after a hard week work or something. Another way that you can make a bit of extra cash on top of the jobs is you can sell some of your stuff. My room is absolutely chock-a-block full of stuff. Some stuff that I absolutely adore, would never part with, but then there's an awful lot of it that I don't use anymore, that I probably won't be using ever again, and yeah, it's just taking up room, but I know that people will want it. It's not junk, and I can sell it on eBay. As long as you cover your packaging costs, then you've got nothing but profit pretty much. It's fantastic, and you clear out a lot of space, because again, if you're going to be downsizing and moving back to your folks, or if you're going to be moving to a smaller flat, or if you're going to be doing a flat share, you're going to need to make a lot of space. So this one goes hand in hand with that, because of course you can make room whilst you're making money. It's a win-win. In a similar vein, if you're not massively tech savvy, you can always go to a boot sale, you can hold a garage sale. Do we have those in England? Garage sales? What do we call them? But basically, flog some of your stuff that you don't want. And if you are using eBay or something, the description is the key. So you want some really nice high quality photos, which most iPhones or decent camera phones will be able to take a lovely picture now. Then put in the description, the more attractive you make the product seem, the more likely it's going to sell for more money, and that means more money for you, so get a bit of writing on. Do cheap stuff. There's a lot of fun stuff to do out there, and not all of it costs an arm and a leg. Movie nights at the cinema can easily be downgraded to movie nights with friends at home. There are thousands of movies on Netflix and on the internet in general that you can just watch at home. You can do popcorn and make it a whole big thing, but it's going to be so much cheaper than if you actually pay out to go to the cinema. Similarly, bike rides out. You can have like little adventures depending on the weather. Pack a picnic or something. You can do all these different things that don't actually cost any money, but it still means you enjoy your life, because one of the things that I found was when I was saving, I became a complete hermit, because I was so worried about handing over any of this hard-earned cash that I was, putting aside for travel, that I just didn't do anything. And so it was like 3 months in of me doing this and not going anywhere or seeing anybody, that I was like, I need to actually dedicate a small part of the money that I'm earning to living now, because you can't solely spend, a good 6 months of saving up doing absolutely nothing, waiting for the next 6 months. That's not a way to live. You can easily indulge in a little tiny bit, but indulge more in the free stuff, because there's plenty of it. House parties are a nice addition rather than going out. Clubs, and again, drinking out is going to cost you way more, and you can pretty much have the same experience, but with slightly less chavs rubbing up against you if you hold a house party. And again, encourage guests to bring their own booze, have whatever music you want playing. You don't have to rely on a DJ's bad picks, and you can do whatever you want. It's great. Shopping sprees in the charity shops. Charity shops for me are a massive win. They are incredible. You can get some really quality goods for super cheap, and at the same time you're giving back to a charity and saving money. I love this deal, it's fantastic. I get brand new clothes from charity shops all the time, stuff with their tags still on. So I think they've got this bad rep that it's going to be all crusty, old, disgusting clothes that nobody would ever be seen dead in. And I'm sure there are some charity shops that are like that have never been updated. But if you look at the British Heart Foundation, Cancer Research, NSPC, RSPCA, those sort of charity shops have had a massive rebranding in the past 10 years even. And they've actually got quality goods, they've got their own brand of products, and they're fantastic. So go visit them. You can even get stuff for travel, like you know, your bags and walking boots and things like that. You can get them there, so have a look. Become a discount and voucher fiend. If you have any kind of opportunity to get into couponing and vouchers and discount codes, do it. Oh my god, it's amazing. But you can save massive amounts. Yes, you may get some annoying emails, however, you can actually just set up a separate email account so that if you get sent, you know, loads of spam that comes with them, then if it's in a separate email account, it's not going to interfere with your personal email account, and you can literally just dip into it occasionally to receive the vouchers and the free codes. And you can get amazing discounts on all sorts of things, on meals out, on spa days, on gym memberships, even though I told you to cancel the gym. You can get it practically anything. And again, there's going to be plenty of ones for travelling, so have a look at websites for voucher codes and things like that, and discount codes for the place that you're going to be visiting, because you could actually get tourist attraction discounts and before you even arrive, which would be fantastic. Put them aside for when you actually go, and then you can bust them out and save even more money when you're there. Bingo! One for you Isle of Wighties, if you are also from the Isle of Wight, then the Price is White is a discount code and voucher redeeming website which has loads of local island businesses, and I think some of them do extend to Southampton as well. You can get some really great discounts and save yourself loads of money while still having a great time, so that one, definitely check that out. You can always join free clubs and communities. You can go, you can meet people, you can have a nice time, you can perhaps learn some crafts or you know, share some beliefs or something. It depends what kind of ones you're joining, obviously. But you can actually have a good day out and enjoy yourself, again for really cheap. A lot of them are free as well, and you can, you know, make some new friends. Okay, so those are all different ways that you can actually make money and save your money, because that is the hard thing, is saving it. Well, I'd love to hear your ideas if you have any brilliant money saving tips as well, if you're going off travelling, and I want to know if you're going off travelling as well. Like, let me know if you're going to somewhere fabulous that I should visit too. I do actually have a lot of new travel plans. Some of these videos have been behind because I've been planning where I'm going to go next, but I will reveal that soon. And I actually have a lot more videos coming out as well, which is going to be not just me in Ireland, but it's going to be me doing crazy stuff at Comic-Con. I was at Comic-Con this year. Different things on the Isle of Wight that you should check out if you ever get to go to the Isle of Wight. There's plenty of places here, like little local businesses that really need your support, that offer fantastic service and fantastic food and fantastic nights out. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of PR stuff there as well, which is completely unsponsored. I'm just doing it because I love this place and I want to share with you guys some of the amazing stuff that's here. So look out for that stuff, and that will be aside as well as the weekly videos as well of the crazy stuff that Sarah and I got up to in Ireland. Alright, thanks for liking and commenting, and don't forget to subscribe to see more budget travel videos and crazy adventures that I get up to. Alright, see you in the world. Bye!